My dear brother, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're watching this. I don't know if you can hear me anymore. But I had to try. I had to find some way to reach you, to tell you what I should have told you every single day when you were fighting for your life. I'm sorry for abandoning you when you needed me most. I'm sorry for running away when you were facing the scariest thing any of us could ever face. I'm sorry for choosing my own comfort over being there for you. I'm sorry for being a coward when you needed me to be brave. When they told us you had cancer, when the word hung in that sterile hospital room like a death sentence, I should have grabbed your hand and said, "We're going to fight this together." I should have been your rock, your strength, your constant companion through every appointment, every treatment, every sleepless night. Instead, I ran. I disappeared when you needed your big brother more than you'd ever needed anyone in your entire life. There's no excuse for what I did. There's no justification that makes it okay. There's nothing I can say that will take away the fact that I left you alone in your darkest hour. But I need you to know that not a single day has passed where I haven't hated myself for it. Not a single moment where I haven't carried the crushing weight of knowing I failed you when it mattered most. You deserved so much better from me. You deserved everything, and I gave you nothing. I was scared. God, I was so scared. And I let that fear make me selfish. When the doctors started using words like aggressive and stage 3 and prognosis, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle seeing you, my strong little brother, suddenly looking so small and fragile in that hospital gown. I couldn't handle the way your eyes looked when they explained the treatment plan, that mix of terror and determination that broke my heart into a million pieces. So I convinced myself you didn't need me there. I told myself you had mom and dad, that you had the doctors and nurses, that you'd be fine without me. I told myself that visiting would just upset both of us, that staying away was somehow protecting you from my own fear and helplessness. But those were all lies I told myself to justify being a coward. The truth is, I couldn't face the possibility of losing you. I couldn't sit in those chemo rooms and watch the poison drip into your veins. I couldn't hold your hand while you threw up everything you tried to eat. I couldn't watch your hair fall out, couldn't see the weight drop off your already thin frame, couldn't bear witness to your suffering. So I found excuses. Work was too busy. I was dealing with my own stuff. I didn't want to get in the way. I didn't want to bring germs around you. I'd visit next week. I'd call tomorrow. I'd be there for the important appointments. But next week never came. Tomorrow never came. I kept pushing it off until weeks turned into months, and I realized I'd missed everything. I'd missed being there for you during the hardest thing you'd ever gone through. When you called me, voice weak from treatment, asking if I could come sit with you during chemo, I made up some excuse about a meeting I couldn't miss. When you texted me at 3 a.m. because the pain was keeping you awake and you just needed someone to talk to, I didn't respond because I told myself you'd fallen back asleep by morning. When Mom begged me to come to your surgery, to be there when you woke up scared and disoriented, I said I'd try, but then came up with reasons why I couldn't make it. I abandoned you. Not just once, not just accidentally. I made a choice, over and over again, to prioritize my own comfort over your need for your brother. I chose to be absent when you needed me present. I chose silence when you needed my voice telling you everything would be okay. I chose my own fear over your fight. Do you know what it's like to realize you weren't there for the most important battle of someone's life? It's like drowning in guilt that never stops pulling you under. I think about you sitting in those treatment rooms alone, hours and hours of chemo, with nothing but the sound of machines and other people's conversations to keep you company. I think about you staring at the ceiling, probably wondering where your brother was, probably making excuses for me in your head because that's the kind of person you've always been. I think about the nights you couldn't sleep because of the pain, reaching for your phone to call me, and then remembering that I hadn't been answering. I think about you lying there in the dark, fighting nausea and fear and loneliness, while I was at home living my normal life like your world wasn't falling apart. I think about the day you lost your hair. Mom told me later that you cried, not because of how you looked, but because you'd hoped I'd be there to tell you that you were still handsome, that you were still my little brother, that cancer couldn't change who you were to me. But I wasn't there. You had to face that mirror alone. I think about your surgery day, how you must have looked around that pre-op room, hoping to see my face, needing to know that someone who loved you would be there when you woke up. But the only people holding your hand were Mom and Dad, because your brother was too much of a coward to show up. I stole your support system from you when you needed it most. I took away your big brother, the person who was supposed to protect you, fight for you, never leave your side, right when you were facing the scariest thing in the world. And while you were fighting for your life, learning to be brave in ways I could never imagine, I was living with this constant ache in my chest, this knowledge that I was failing you every single day, this voice in my head telling me I was the worst brother who ever lived. But even that pain, my guilt, my shame, my regret, it was nothing compared to what you were going through. And instead of using that pain to motivate me to do better, to show up, to be there for you, I let it paralyze me even more. I let my guilt become another excuse to stay away. I understand now what I was too scared to understand then. You didn't need me to be strong. You didn't need me to have answers or to fix everything or to not be afraid. You just needed me to be there. You needed me to show up, even if I was scared, even if I was helpless, even if all I could do was sit beside you and hold your hand. You needed your brother. And being your brother didn't mean I had to be brave enough to face cancer. It meant I had to be brave enough to face cancer with you. All those appointments I missed, all those nights I could have spent keeping you company, all those moments when you needed to know that someone loved you enough to share your burden, I can never get those back. I can never undo the loneliness I forced you to endure. I realize now that my fear of losing you made me lose you anyway. By trying to protect myself from the pain of watching you suffer, I guaranteed that I'd suffer the much worse pain of knowing I wasn't there when you needed me. I thought I was protecting myself, but I was just stealing time. Precious, irreplaceable time that we could have spent together. Time when you could have known, without any doubt, that your big brother loved you more than his own fear. The guilt has lived in my bones every day since. It wakes me up at night. It sits with me at dinner. It follows me into every relationship, every conversation, every moment of happiness, whispering, "Remember what kind of person you really are. Remember how you abandoned your brother when he was dying." Because that's what I did. I abandoned you when you were fighting for your life. I've tried to tell myself that I was young, that I didn't know how to handle it, that fear makes people do terrible things, but none of that matters. None of that changes the fact that you needed me and I wasn't there. You faced cancer with more courage than I could face the idea of cancer. You showed up for your own battle every single day, while I couldn't even show up to support you. Brother, I don't know if you made it through your fight. I don't know if you're here to forgive me or if I've lost the chance forever. But I need you to know that I love you. I've always loved you, even when I was too scared and selfish to show it when you needed it most. Even when I failed you in the most devastating way possible. I need you to know that your fight wasn't invisible, even though I made you feel like you were fighting alone. Every day you chose to get up, to go to treatment, to keep believing you could beat this thing. That was the bravest thing I've ever witnessed, even from a distance. You are stronger than cancer. You are stronger than fear. You are stronger than me. If you're still here, if you're still fighting, I want to be there now. I want to hold your hand through every appointment. I want to bring you ice chips when your mouth is sore from chemo. I want to sit with you in the dark when you can't sleep. I want to be the brother I should have been from the beginning. And if you're not here anymore, if I've lost you forever, then I need you to know that you didn't fight alone, even when it felt like you did. You carried the love of everyone who cared about you, even the brother who was too afraid to show it properly. I'm sorry I made you doubt whether you mattered to me. You mattered more than anything, and I was just too broken to show it. To anyone watching this who has someone in their life fighting any kind of battle, show up, even if you're scared, even if you don't know what to say, even if you feel helpless, show up anyway. Your presence matters more than you know. Your love matters more than you know. Don't let fear steal away the time you have with the people you love. Don't be like me. Don't let the person you love face their hardest battle wondering if their family cares enough to be there. Brother, if you can hear this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for every appointment I missed, every call I didn't return, every moment you felt alone because of me. You deserved a brother who would fight alongside you. You deserved someone who would choose love over fear. I failed you, but your fight wasn't in vain. Your courage wasn't wasted on someone who didn't see it. I see it now. I see all of it. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry, I was too scared to tell you that when you needed to hear it most. Fight, brother. Keep fighting. And forgive me if you can.